Pieces of our soul that have experienced trauma in other realities. You could call them past lives. You could call them future lives. Buddha, Jesus, no extraterrestrials, Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary. No way, Jose. None of those guys are coming back to save you. So we're gonna dive into a discussion today about timelines, past lives, parallel realities, and accessing your Jedi power and the return of the Jedi. Because we are here on planet Earth right now as a species, as a collective, to return and access our full superhuman potential, to truly access our Jedi power. Jedis are real. Jedis have been traveling through the galaxy, through the universe for eons. Just like in the film Star Wars, there are Jedis. And we as a humanity have the power and the intelligence, the capability, the crystalline keys inside our human avatars to access this Jedi power. It's not easy, and there is a process. Now we as a species, as a humanity, as souls incarnated in these physical bodies, have experienced life on this planet so many times. We've experienced life on multiple other planets, in other galaxies, other systems, many times. Most of us on this planet are old souls that have been traveling the stars for eons. Here on planet Earth right now, there are some very, very new souls. And I'm talking about a consciousness stream that has never incarnated before. And some of the new children that are coming onto the planet are some of these new consciousness streams. And they're here because their energy and their frequency is so pure. They've never been manipulated, indoctrinated. They've never had any kind of experience on any other planet. And so all they do is just exuberate love. You get a lot of these consciousness streams in Down syndrome children. We have a healing mission, business, whatever you want to call it, called Star Magic Healing. When we're at exhibitions, you always get a few people that come up with Down syndrome children. Please, can you help my child? Please, can you make my child like all the other children? Well, actually, your child's in the perfect place. The consciousness, the soul, the energy that's operating the avatar that's your child is actually so beautiful. When you tune into these babies, these young children, you just have this well of emotion come up because you just feel the tears in the backs of your eyes because the love's so pure. There's nothing else to do apart from feel that. Hey beautiful soul, if you like the content on this channel, please subscribe. Remember to hit the like button, hit the bell so you're notified on up and coming videos, and please let me know in the comments section what takeaways you've got from this video, and if there's any other particular subjects or topics that you'd like me to speak on, then let me know. We'll put them in the list and we'll make sure that we speak on them. I love you, thank you for supporting this channel, and remember to share the video with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. In the UK there's a monastery called Gorton Monastery. We've run lots of workshops there, built on a number of ley line crossover points, and right in the center of the main nave, the angelic frequency is so pure. You sit there for a couple of minutes and you just well up and the tears flood. It's the same as these children. You can't go in and change that because this is the way that it's supposed to be. It's the way the universe designed it. There is no healing to take place. The children are perfect. They're also teaching the parents lesson. But this is like a whole side note. Coming back to accessing your Jedi power and collapsing timelines. How is it that you access your Jedi power? Well, as I was saying, we're souls that have had multiple experiences on many planets. Lots of those experiences have been amazing, and some of them have not been so amazing. Pieces of our soul that have experienced trauma in other realities. You could call them past lives. You could call them future lives. When we access these realities through our kind of linear time-based concept. But actually, once you get out of your body and into the field, everything's now. So all of these realities become parallel because everything's happening in the same space at the same time right now. It's only this human mind that observes and perceives the construct in the way that we perceive it, or the way that we've been conditioned to perceive it. Because time is something that is used to control us. It's used to put us into fear. There's many ways that time is used. I mean, time can be quite handy, don't get me wrong. If you want to come to one of my workshops on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. in Denver, Colorado, then you're going to be able to get there because you can use your human mind to navigate this linear time map and turn up on time and receive the workshop, go through the training. The left male brain is good for some things. The right brain, the female brain, which processes billions of bits of data plus per second, which sees patterns, frequency, codes, that feels and knows, whereas the mind thinks and believes two totally different things. But if you're in your right brain, floating around, just seeing patterns and codes, it's going to be difficult to get to the workshop at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. But then if you're operating from this right hemisphere, does it really matter? Not really. Once you're outside of your body and your consciousness, you're just floating, feeling, traveling. You can still make choices. You can make choices to go to this location and go to that location. There's just, time is different. It doesn't exist. It's just now. I can be sat here in this chair, pull my lights out of my body, and be sat in a coffee shop in Sydney, Australia, within a millisecond, because you have access to everything. Now, when we regain our Jedi powers, we're going to be able to access everything through these physical avatars. And that is going to be beautiful. And that is my real message. It's a message that stems from curiosity. It's a message that stems from me knowing deep within, from experiences that I've had, that we're going to be able to bring these physical bodies through stargates and travel to other planets. It's easy to bring your light out of your body, your consciousness out of your body. You could astral travel. You could bring your soul body, your light body out from your body and actually go to different places whilst leaving your physical architecture behind. This stuff isn't hard to master, but dematerializing your physical body and rematerializing it somewhere else is a whole different ballgame. Taking your physical body through certain gateways and coming out the other side is a whole different ballgame. As we switch on our DNA and remember and activate those soul fragments and step into our full true power and potential, we're going to be able to do this 100% without question. There's no doubt in my mind. I've seen it, I've experienced it, I've witnessed it. Now, how do we get to this stage? Well, first of all, we need to become whole. We are souls in these human avatars, as I've already mentioned, and we're having multiple other experiences. And some of these painful, traumatic experiences are stopping the full integration of our soul code now. They're stopping the full integration of our own divinity now. They're stopping the remembrance and the reintegration of all of these pieces of us coming home right now. Now, through the work that we do with Star Magic, we're able to go into other experiences simply by just deciding to be in the frequency and the state of consciousness that enables us to access these other realities and connect to those pieces of our own soul, or the pieces of souls with clients, other humans that we're working with, and bring them home. And when you bring these pieces of the soul home, healing takes place. And people step more into wholeness. So what we have to do is to retrieve all of these pieces of our soul and bring them back home. Now, you can go out and do it piece by piece. We can go out and do multiple pieces at the same time. There are different tools and techniques for both. We train people in this. It's not rocket science. You've done this on so many other planets, so many other stars, so have I. And so we have to go out and bring these pieces of us back into this now space. The other thing that's happening, there are so many off-planet light frequencies hitting planet Earth at the moment. And these off-planet frequencies are shifting us in a major way. And they're catalyzing this rebirth, this reinstatement of old streams of consciousness, different soul fragments being alchemized and brought back home at a rapid rate. For some people, this is enlightening and beautiful and empowering. For others, it can be traumatic on their road to it being enlightening and empowering and all the good stuff. If a human being is just sat there and suddenly they feel this major anxiety, or suddenly feel this major grief, or suddenly they feel this major fear, and they're like, where the fuck is this coming from? Well, now you know. We as humans have experiences from coming out of our mother's womb into this world up into our present day, whatever age we are now. Age is irrelevant, but the moment in space-time that we're at right now, we've had a multitude of experiences on the timeline. Some of those childhood experiences can fragment us. Some of those teenage years, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50-year-old experiences can fragment us. But all of those are just clues and signposts, because everything that happens in this physical reality is a complete mirror image of what you experience in what I would call the inverted field, where you have all of your past lives, future lives, ancestral trauma, everything that isn't here in this physical space with us exists in the inverted field. You know, when you're at school and you paint you paint one butterfly wing on a piece of paper and the paint's wet and you fold it over and it produces the other half of the butterfly in the wet paint. That's what reality's like. The world that we're in right now is the bit that you've painted. You fold it over and then you've got a multitude of colors and the same pattern. So if someone has experienced abandonment, abuse, whatever it might be in this reality field, I guarantee when you go into the inverted field, they would have experienced in other lifetimes. Same kind of trauma. So the experiences in this reality, here right now, give us clues and signposts about traveling backwards or inwards or upwards. Doesn't really matter. Upwards, inwards, backwards, forwards, they don't really exist. Because this reality that we're in right now, let's say it's in a sphere, okay? All of the other past life and parallel life and future life and all these other experiences, they're embedded within that sphere, within a different dimensional field. So there's nowhere to really travel. But when we're sharing star magic with people and teaching people how to remember how to do this work, it sometimes makes it easier for people to travel down a timeline in the so-called past. 1900, 1811, 1422, 2000 AD. It makes it a little bit easier on the brain. For some people, they can go into the sphere and they can read through the different dimensional levels in the same space, and they can pluck out the information and recode reality, bring these soul fragments home, boom, 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 quick, 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 rapid fire, huge healing in short periods of time. Now, when we bring these soul fragments home and we move back into a state of wholeness, we start to access our multidimensionality here in this now space. And that's when our Jedi abilities come back online. This number 13 is so important. We came into our mother's womb as a Merkaba field, 49 days after conception. 4 and 9 is 13. 8 little cells, a Merkaba field. We're bouncing, bubbling balls of tetrahedrons. With frequency, with geometry. Those tetrahedrons, when they spin, what do they create? A perfect sphere. When you see these ET crafts traveling through the sky, they don't look like Merkaba fields, they look like spheres. That's because their Merkaba field is spinning through the spacecraft, around the spacecraft. They're traveling in their Merkabas. But not just 2 tetrahedrons, 10 tetrahedrons. A multi-dimensional Merkaba field, a 12-pointed star. How do you think that these spacecrafts can travel at such acute angles in such rapid pieces of time? It's because the angular rotations are so finite. You can't do that in your basic Merkaba field. In your basic Merkaba field, you're locked into 90-degree rotations. You're only ever going to stay inside the construct, inside your Merkaba field. You're never going to be able to exit our time-based matrix unless you're in a multi-dimensional Merkaba field. But this is a whole other story. But we come in on this number 13. We exit on a number 13 through the tree of life. Those 12 spheres that are encompassed in the 13th. Wherever there's 12, there's 13. 12 DNA strands is really 13. 12 points on your multidimensional Merkaba are really 13. When they spin, the sphere becomes the 13th. 12 stargates housed in the 13th gateway, which is the lining of this construct, like the tissue around our muscles. As within, so without. We are an extension of the matrix. The matrix is an extension of us. We are an extension of the entire universe. The entire universe is an extension of us. There are 13 constellations in our zodiac, not 12. Now, I know there are multiple more, depending on the systems that you look at. But when we utilize this 13th system, or the system with 13 constellations, we can activate the King's Chamber in Giza, and it turns into a stargate, and then we can travel. There are other gateways apart from Giza: China, Russia, Ireland, different places around the world, Romania. Now these gateways, through the number 13, give us access to the whole huge galactic tree of life, which plugs into the tree of life in our internal workings. Again, as above, so below. We are a complete mirror of the universe, and the universe is a complete mirror of us. Just like the half of the butterfly being folded over, this physical reality that we're in right now is a complete mirror image of everything we've experienced in the inverted field. Past lives, future lives, ancestral conditioning. Everything that our soul has experienced is held in that inverted field. Everything is mirrored, everything is connected. I'm a mirror of you and you're a mirror of me. Now this 13 is so important because we're moving through a cycle of 13,000 years. And when we move into these planetary alignments every 13,000 years, it gives humanity an opportunity to recode, to step up, to access our full Jedi potential. When we align with the constellation of Orion, when Orion aligns with the pyramids in the system of Avion, in the cradle of Lyra, the 3 pyramids, which are really octahedrons, in the cradle of Lyra, link to Orion's belt, the 8th stargate in our tree of life system. Again, this 8 is very important. Orion's belt links to the Giza Plateau. The Giza Plateau, through Orion's belt, links to the Emerald Lyran pyramids, octahedrons. All of them plug into the number 8. 3 8s are 24, 2 and 4 are 6, the number of the divine feminine. It's also the number of sides on the cubed experience that we're playing this reality field out in. And in the center of that cubed experience are 13 spheres. Those 13 spheres are our doorway out from this time-based matrix in these physical avatars, if we so choose. Or maybe we're going to leave these physical bodies behind because that's our choice. Exit this time-based matrix, merge back with source frequency and become a part of the whole again. And then choose when we're going to enter another reality field at some point at time and space, somewhere. We are Jedis. Bringing our soul fragments back home is one of the reasons we're here on planet Earth. So dive into your heart and realize that you are the master of your own destiny, the controller of your own experience. It's all on you, beautiful soul. No one's coming to save you. Buddha, Jesus, no extraterrestrials, Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary. No way, Jose. None of those guys are coming back to save you. It's on you. So make a choice. Dive into your heart, experience your own magic, and understand how reality really works. And I will see you again real soon. Remember, go out into the world and love your sisters and brothers fiercely and ferociously. Hug them tightly and never, ever, ever be the first to let go. It's the golden rule of hugging, and it's a beautiful medicine. Remember to check out our website, starmagichealing.org. We got some of the best ascension tools on planet Earth. Hundreds of guided meditations, light language transmissions, cosmic yoga videos, high frequency nutrition, mystery school teachings on a variety of different topics and subjects. We've got private groups so you can connect with beautiful souls just like you on this same ascension mission. I will see you again real soon, beautiful soul. Laugh, have fun, be a little bit crazy, and enjoy this human ride. It's a bit mad sometimes, but it's beautiful. Beautiful madness. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul.